Great day, everyone. All right, we have FOMC today. So that is going to be quite an interesting day. All right. Interesting how, the Federal Reserve, a government entity, is still open. Predicted quarter point drop. We shall see if they actually go forward with that or not. The market has priced it in. Does not mean that it is going to happen. We shall see. Let me put this here. Pin. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's clean this up. Let's get this going. Let's get everything set up. We got some earnings. Verizon earnings, gapping to the upside. And why is this so? Hold on, bear with me. I'm not quite sure why this one. Ay. Later, alligator. Well, maybe I need to do. I got it. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Okay. All right. So we got some great things going on. We do have FOMC coming up at 2 p.m. Likely positioning. We're going to check out and see where the big guys are located. Fear is at 39 right now, and for both crypto and stocks. Let's check out. Right now yesterday we had big money below all of the cryptos except for XLM with positioning. So let's get into our halt limits. 687.06, 632.92, 248.96. Drawdown on the Russell, which we saw with the inverse ETF SRTY. Usually that is an indication of the market broader picture, right? Okay. So FOMC is going to definitely affect gold and silver today. Now, which direction? The big guys know. We will see where they're located, where the price is, and what to watch. Are they going to scream it higher? Well, we're already starting to see that it's moving higher, right? The dollar is moving higher as well. Typically, they are inverse indicators, right? And they usually are not moving at the same time. If you are live on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, if you could say, hello, Jane. Hey, it's a great morning. I just want to double check and make sure that the chat is working. And I see I got some people on the streams. Just want to make sure that the chat is working so we can communicate, right? You guys can tell me what you'd like to see. All right, let's go through UVXY. Let's check out where that daily point of control is. Still 1053. Today we are hanging out at 1008. Libitness, hello, thank you. All right, I see Twitter is working. Awesome, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, let's put this at 33.28. That's the highest one. So we got to clear that before we go into full retracement mode. And we are at 32.75. Great day, Rufro. Thank you. All right, so 1040, we got to get it up above 1040, and right now we're at 923. 923. All right, SPXS. All right, so here we go, 3710. They dropped that, huh? Interesting. We're at 3450. Let's go to SQQQ. Let's check out. Did they pop it around? No, 1518 is going to be what we have to break above. 15.18, and we're at 12.77, so no shorts on the Qs yet. SRTY, we are above, so we'll put it 10.54, and we are at 10.69. That is a short indication to me on SRTY. If we see that SRTY goes below 10.54, well then, you know, I would say that we're likely going to see the Russell move higher. All right, 32.85 for the SDOW, and we are at 35.50 for the big money over there. All right, so right now it's looking like, unless we go above those levels, they are inverse indicators, that the market is pretty much bullish except for the Russell. We are getting that short, but we have some divergence there on what's going on. All right, let's check out NVIDIA. It's not Apple. NVIDIA over here. Hello, NVIDIA. There we go. NVIDIA's up 3% already today. This is a big mover always. 23, hold on. I think I just put two together. 23.3. It's 2.8 for 2.3. No, 23.3. Daily point of control is still down at 177.80 there. We have hit the upper bound, right? I said, hey, looking for this to head up there, right? Well, we got it. Now it's going to top out, and maybe it's going to come back down. Maybe we're going to come back down to the midline, 195. It would not surprise me. That 195 drawdown would also affect the SPY and the Qs. How long have we been in this range right here? Well, we've been here since June. So 4 months, 4 months of riding in this little channel. All right, let's look at Tesla. Tesla double top over here. We can get rid of this, but you know what I kind of want to do? Let's flip this around. Let's put this puppy down here, here, and here. And let's advance this to here. So looking for, look, it came down here, and then we popped up and tested again. So looking for 488, 492 for Tesla before we see a slowdown, in my opinion, on a longer term move in that channel. All right, 2.8 billion. Big money is hanging at 433 and 78. All right, let's also look at Verizon earnings. Popping to the top. We've got 4.21 billion there. And from earnings, where's our point of control over here? Oop. Put it back one. Look at this Christmassy colors. 40.70 there for earnings. All right, AT&T, JD, SLV. We got to put SLV on here. We are seeing a big move to the upside again. And look at that. From October 1st, we are above the point of control, 43.62. They came back. They danced around it. They potentially loaded up. SLV, I want to say, is 217 million. Let's go here. Wall Street Journal, SLV, stock float. There we go. Silver Trust, 538 million shares. And the point of control over there, 43.62. Oop. I don't know where I just typed that. Do you guys see it? Oh, you know what? Hey, there's no music. It just hit me. No music. Let's grab some music. Happy pop grooves. That sounds good to me. All right. Let's check out GLD as well. GLD, JD. I think we're definitely going to see some bigger moves on the. Look at back here, August. Hey, I have not put on an October level. All right, we are below for gold. Let's check GDX. Gold looks like they're trying to pull it out, huh? Shorting the golds on GDX and GLD. Interesting, interesting. Maybe that's going to flip-flop-a-roo. All right, let's put GLD over here. What? Oh, 362 million. There we go. All right, GLD from the 1st of October, 377.66. All others are still below. So that's just the beginning of this quarter. Could we get above 377 today? Yeah, we easily could. So definitely going to keep that on watch. Let's also check out ATA. Ooh la la. All right, LRNN earnings. Oops. I'm sorry. I feel bad for anybody that has this stride but this one is ouchie. LRN, this is 42.3 million earnings. Verizon had earnings. Oh, we also need to look at open. We need to look at RGTI. You know what? I'm going to put RGTI over here. 8606 for big money volume right there. I want to look at RGTI. Moving up a bit from yesterday. If you guys are watching, you're like, how has it moved up? But it looks like it's moved down over here. I have a 24-hour chart, right? Not a daily chart. The daily chart is going to show you from 9:30 until 4 p.m. I like to look at I like to look at all of that, right? The big picture. All right, big money is down at 1640 there. All right. Garmin also had a drawdown, but that's not a lot of volume. Correction. We're not going to look at that. How about Fee Fi Fo Fum? I see a drop in the income. Big money, 85.76. Fiserv, never heard of it that I know of. 85.76 big money level. $85.76. There we go. Let's check out some MSTR. Let's see what's going on. Let's go to Coiny. All right, I'm going to put MSTR. How about SMCI? SMCI is another one of those wonky ones that those big guys are definitely moving. All right. All right, Nokia. Let's talk about Nokia today. Let's look at where the big money is. I do not trade CFDs, the icon. All right, earnings 615 here. Nokia that was having the big investment by NVDA. Usually when NVIDIA is investing in something, it ends up that stock drops in value. So maybe we're going to have a delayed reaction to that today. And it's no wonder that we saw that the price jumped on Nokia in relation to that. Let's see. Our earnings is 26.15 down here. Wolf. Enfi. emphasis. After hours earnings right here. 33.78. You all are seeming to be a bit quiet today. You guys awake? Wake up. Let's go. Let's do this. Any stocks or cryptos you would like to see, put it in the chat. This is just a rough view of what we're going to cover today. I'm also going to look at GLD, GDX, the silver futures, the gold futures. Let's also check out a little JNUG, a little QBTS. Anything else that you'd like to see, let me know. I will check it out over here. I'm just going to tweet out what we are covering today. All right. So let's go here, here. Good morning. Yes. Yeah, you know, I think gold is, it was a temporary drop in my opinion for them to load up because they know that they're basically, their crypto scam is not going to work as much as they're going to try and try. So then what are they really going to do? The only thing that they really have is going to be metals. Why do you think banks were buying metals? MSTR. Yeah, I'll look at MSTR. MSTR in Coinbase as well. Nokia, IRN, ENPH, GLD, GDX, JNUG, QBTS, MSTR, and Coin. We'll cover those two. It's the NVIDIA market. Well, NVIDIA is the largest cap stock, really. And so it does dominate the SPY and the Qs. And so when we see that there is a major move on it, it's a major move in the market. We have hit that upper trend line. And so now it looks like it's ready to cool down a little bit. Perfect timing, right? With FOMC. Maybe they don't drop it at 0.25%. Maybe they don't. And what happens? Boom, the market reacts. And it pulls back. And it pulls back for them to, hey, let's short it. All right, yeah, I got it. Let's short it. And then we're going to bring it back down here, down to 195. 14-point drop. I could totally see that. Could that happen today? Could it go from 207 to 194, 195? Yeah. Look at the day we had yesterday. It could do the exact opposite today. It totally could. All right. So welcome. If you are new to my live stream, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So what I'm looking at, first of all, this is my own personal opinion. I've been in the stock market since 2000, so 25 years. Started off as a registered assistant to 4 different brokers, left the market in my first layoff. I was too young, and then came back to it 8 months pregnant, laid off, and figuring out what I wanted to do. So I've got a little bit of experience, studied CMT. Take my opinion with a grain of salt, do with it what you will, trade with proper risk management. I am not a currently licensed financial advisor. This is all my personal opinion. I have an opinion, you have an opinion, let's respect each other's. All right, what do I look at? I am looking at the big money of a stock or crypto or forex or commodity. Wherever that big money is, they are going to show us the direction likely they're going to take it. I have FI on already. And what is Veronis? What's the ticker for Veronis, Lorenzo? If you can put that in, that'd be awesome. So with that being said, I'm going to look to see where the big money is. If we are above that big money level, they're likely buying. If we are below that big money level, they are likely selling. So where is the big money level for Bitcoin? So we had it up here, right, for October. Let's go here. October. Where did it start? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. October. Hold on one second. Oh, it's a package. Okay. Package, package, package. Where's the October level? VRNS. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Down here. 111.75 is the big money level on Bitcoin for their daily. If we go above it, which we are right now, and they stay above it, potential move for this to continue higher. We're above all the other quarters. Let's look at Ethereum as another example. Ethereum big money level from October is down here. 39. Ooh, they moved it yesterday, didn't they? Look at that. 39.8280. All right, that's our big money level from October. I like to look at it for quarters for crypto, forex, commodities, and futures. Why? Because there's no earnings date. For stocks, I like to put on the earnings date to see where they are positioned from the last earnings. So for Verizon and LRN, we have newer ones that'll probably show positioning because, yeah, they have positioned as of today, right? So that makes sense. So XRP has not changed for the daily point of control, 2.4050. XLM for the daily over here is 0.323615. That has not changed. For Doge on the daily, we are looking right here. That is 0.9444. That has not changed. Solana as well. Let's come on over. Come on over. Come on over, baby. 193.86. Zcash, 234.30. All right, let's get into it, into the intraday. So intraday setups, I'm looking at what is going on for today's trading day. Where is that big money for today? So right now on Bitcoin, the big money is at $113 and $49.94. So we can set up a day trade from around that. We did pull back yesterday. So where's our potential trade setup for today? Well, we want to make sure that we don't get caught in these camarillas or pivots, and we want to have a nice resistance level. So let's do 113.300 for potential bullish trade. We want to go below over here. They did pull it down here earlier, so 112.313, but we could go to 112.500. All right, if you have questions, put it in the chat. I start off somewhat slow, and then I'm going to really get rocking because we got a lot to cover in roughly the next. Zcash is here. Zcash. Best thing is go check it out. Zcash, privacy protecting digital currency, right? So it's developed zero knowledge encryption. Be free, all right? Fair and open, you're in control, decentralized. They all say decentralized. It simply is not a central currency, meaning decentralized. They're all on the network. So Zcash is the network, ZEC is the coin. Here is the website for you to check it out, should you want to. All right, there you go. Let's go to Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, we're hanging right around that new point of control where they closed it yesterday. So Ethereum, we're gonna go below that because we're right there, 39.80. Or above up here, 40.30. 39.80, 40.30, and big money is at 4,006 and 86 cents. But we went below over here because it's so close. I want to make sure that you don't get caught in a day trade against the big money. All right. So XRP today, $2.66, and let's go 2.605. 2.6x. Big money is at 2.6307. Look at all the positioning going on. All right, XLM. Ooh. Hold on. Hold on. That was off. 2.605. I'm wondering, I'm like, that's not correct. 2.605. If you see me make a mistake like that, please let me know. I don't want to misinform people. All right, XLM, big money's hanging out right there. So we want to make sure that we incorporate that into our potential trade. So we could say right here, but a better trade's going to be up here. 0.325, 0.325 for a potential long trade or below. Let's go below over here, 0.316. .316, 0.325, intraday point of control, 0.317110. All right, Doge. Imagine all those people that got laid off in the beginning of the year with Doge. Talking Elon Musk, Department of Government Efficiency. How much were they ahead of the game? They were totally ahead of the game, right? With what's happening now. It was a blessing in disguise. Many times layoffs are blessings in disguise. And they were ahead of the game as far as getting a job outside of the government before this debacle happened now. It's kind of a gift, huh? Well, that's my perspective. They were ahead of the game. Positioning, look, on 3 cryptos so far with the big money. Oh yeah, we got another one over here, Solana. Yesterday, it seemed like it was clear green across the board. And now it's not looking so obvious. They are positioning. Are they going to sell off everything? Are they going to take it higher? What is the true MO that they're looking for? I'm going to put it down here. 190. We can't do 193 because, oh yeah, 193 even. That's where the Camarilla is. Beautiful. 193 and 199.50. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? That they just moved it. They just moved their big money. Big money levels at 198. Ooh. Ooh. Nope, just kidding. Popped it up, brought it back. Looks like maybe they want to sell. Shh, don't tell anyone. 193 and 199.50. 194.02 today. All right, let's go to Zcash. Getting ready for another leg up here. 345 or 317.50. And intraday point of control, 319.12. All right, there we go. That is our crypto portion for today. Let me tweet that out. If you have questions, if you have stocks, crypto you would like me to check out, well, I've already done the cryptos. So just, put it in the chat. We will talk about it. Let me also grab this. All right. There we go. There we go. Let's get into... I feel like I keep cutting off my head. There we go. That's better. Maybe it's how I'm standing. It's messing all that up. Anyway, let's go. Let's do this. All right, let's get NVDA. Let's do it. Oh yeah, we were up here at 209. Yeah, it's dropping. Ah, why is it dropping? Well, we went outside of this parameter. Let's set this up into a 5-minute chart. Big money is up here pretty much just all of today. And I would say if we go below over here, 207, it's gonna get ugly. Ugly. Oh yeah, ugly. 209. We can go all the way down here. 208.50. 208.50 for another move up. 207 for a turn down. Turn down in the market as well because why? well. NVDA does help to lift or drop the market. Let's look at NVDA today. 40% short overnight. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla was 49% short, meaning 51% long. How about Verizon? Does Verizon have a... Oh, Verizon. It seems like people were being a bit more cautious with their shorts. SLV. Oh yeah, 61% short. Let's get a squeeze on. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, let's look at Rigetti. Rigetti 61% short. All right, let's look at qubits. I'm also checking these out. Qubits 42%. VRNS. Oops. VRNS helps when you put the whole ticker in. 55%. GLD 37. GDX 34. JNUG 45. MSTR 51% short, and Coinbase 54% short. All right, let's bring it on back. Let's check out Tesla over here. So it looks like silver and Rigetti might have some. Oh yeah, it looks like it wants to pop for another leg higher. Looks like we could take it all the way up there to 491 potentially. 465.20 here. Let's put up 465.50. Better. And 464. 464, 465.50. Big money is below. Let's look at Verizon. All right, Verizon, we are above that big money level. All right, they had earnings. This was last quarter, we're above it. So right now, it looks like unless we go below 40.32, this is going to continue to the upside for Verizon. I'm gonna put up here 41.20 for potential long, or below 40.50. 40.50, 41.20. All right, let's go to SLV. SLV, short squeezy. All right. So we had the major short squeeze. They pulled it back to that 33. Heavier day getting in. What happens with FOMC is 100% going to affect gold and silver. So those are on watch today, because that's going to tell economic policy, are we inflating the value or deflating the value, right? If we deflate the value, if they do not, in my opinion, this is what I think is going to happen. If they don't cut interest rates, we're going to see silver and gold drop. If they do, we're going to see it scream higher, because that devalues the dollar, so it takes more dollars to purchase gold or silver. So we would anticipate that it would. Now the market is illogical. There's no guarantees in trading, right? Rigetti levels are 37.60 for potential short, 38.20 for potential long. Potential short squeeze on this because it was 61% short overnight. All right. Let's look at LRN. We'll still get into the futures and all that good stuff and check all of that out. So after hours, we had earnings for LRN. LRN is a cautious tail. This one is low float. Can definitely. Hey, Andy! How's the weather? Do you have any flooding? Andy's in Florida. Thank you, Andy. Yes. You know what? It's so funny because I always forget that. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on notification. Join me every morning at 8:15 if you like the live stream. Share it out with friends. The whole point of this is to help other people. So if we can all help each other, how nice would the world be? Right, Andy? Andy's awesome. He's always very helpful. And excited for some Florida days ahead, shall we say. Nothing set in stone yet, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go to Fiserv here. Oh wait, I gotta make this a bright yellow. That is low float. Because it's more than 8 million, it should have options. However, know that the premiums are probably pretty high because it just had earnings, and you are going to want to see, you want to be cautious because they'll move more quickly, and it can be life-changing, good or bad, right? So just be cautious on that. All right, so Fiserv, big money is down at 77.96. They've moved it now. It was up at 85 earlier when we first started. Now it's down at 77.96. They have dropped that. Big money ranges between 85.76 and 76.66. So let's do 76.50 as a potential short level. And I'm going to put the 80 round number. We did see that they shorted it up there at roughly 85.50. Again, that's a big point of control. We could see a nice run of $5. That would be a nice run to capitalize on as we go. 76.50 and 80. All right, let's check out Nokia. Investment by NVDA, pulling back to that 400% normal. If we go into yesterday, let's make this a 45-minute chart just to see for fun. Where, okay, news came out, boom, 11:30, 779 is where that big money is right now. So if we see that this pulls back, hold on, let's put it back one more. 779. Let's spit out those marbles. We've got the 726 on the 45-minute, and right now, just playing around over here. All right, let's put this back to a 24-hour chart. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Ooh, that was interesting. All right, I'm going to put up above 761 for potential long trade, or below 725 here. Let's make that a red. However, do you really want to short an NVIDIA investment stock? It's just a thought, but you know what? You can do with what you want. All right, Irene, topping out, almost looks like a diamond formation here. We have this little bit of a trend line that it needs to break above before we're going to see a bigger move to the upside. However, we also have this nice little wedge going on. So we have a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, and then a 5 breakout, maybe by the 6th of November or earlier, depending on what's going on. But we do have that nice pattern formation, which is exciting. Oh, it's exciting. All right, 61.50. Let's put it 62, a bigger move. You could be more aggressive at 61.50, 42 cents potential profit there. All right, let's bring this down over here. Let's go 60 and 62 for Irene today. This is the best season here if you love being outside. Mosquitoes are less, and it won't really be hot again for at least 5 months. Whoop, whoop. Love it. Love it. Bill 2 in Quebec is helping to solidify some changes. All right, let's put this 33.50. And let's put this one 34. We'll play around with them. We'll move them. All right, so emphase, I don't know. Emph. 32.50, but nope, we're almost there. 32.40. Big money's at 33.78. This is an earnings. Fiserv was earnings as well. Yes? Yes. All right. And up here, 32.40 and 33. All right, let's go to a little VRNS. VRNS, also an earnings trade for today. Big money is at 44.52. if I, oh, look at this. Cool. I didn't even know I had it there. 41.50, no, 42. It's 42. 42.50. And does this have another line? Oh, yeah. 45.50. There you go. 42.50 and 45.50 is what I'd see. Big money's at 44.52. MSTR. MSTR. It's not really able to break out, right? It does have a little bit of consolidation down over here, but it's not really in true breakout mode. For a day trade up above 286 or below 284.50 over there. All right, let's look at Coinbase. Coinbase looks stronger. They hit the resistance right here. Big money is below. We are pulling back a little bit. Seems like we have that downward trend, much like we're seeing on MSTR and also on Bitcoin. Put it right here, 355 and a little bit tighter, 356.50 here. All right, let's get into gold and silver. These, I think, are really going to be movers today. So we've got GLD. This is up 5 points already. I'd say up above 371. We're going to have a nicer move up to probably 374, in my opinion. Remember, this is my opinion. Do with it what you will. Take it with a grain of salt. Maybe a margarita as well, depending on which way you go. If you decide to trade with the big money, then you don't need the margarita, or maybe it's a celebration margarita. And if you trade against them, you know, it's a pity margarita. Oh, what did I do? The market will help you manage your emotions. It will help you be in charge of your decisions in life. 72.50, because you can't blame anybody else except for your reaction to the market. Isn't that cool? 72.50 and 73.20 for GLD. Let's look at JNUG. JNUG is not just gold. JNUG is also, or no, it's Nugget. Let's go here. JNUG Holdings. Maybe it's Nugget that's oil and gold. Okay, no, JNUG is just gold. There's no, look at that, all the swaps in there. Who else had swaps? The Big Short, Michael Burry. Swaps. Oh yeah, how's it doing? How you doing there, swaps? JNUGgy. All right, so JNUG, seems like they were selling. Ooh, we're coming to a test. Let's put it up above 148 or below 145. Superfly disco, superfly disco. All right, Qubits. All right. 32.90 and 32.40 right there. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you guys asked me about that I did not cover? If there is, put it in the chat. I'm going to go to the indexes now. All right, let's go to the indexes. Dow. Oh, yeah. Hello, Dow. All right, big money for October. 465.42. They dropped it down a bit. 465.42. All right, 478.60 and 477.39. 477.39, 478.60. Ah, merci. Thank you, Andy. Yes, if you guys like the live stream, please hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share out with others. If you like what you see, also here is my ebook about how to set it up for yourself. And looking to move to the US, so selling our investment property. If you would like a pretty much turnkey rental property in the States, there's one right there. Barrier to entry is very low. All right. Because life is not just about just the stock market. You got to have diversification. And so that's why we got that one. And now we're turning around and using it to diversify again as far as our living. All right. I'm not really liking any good levels except for 24.819. 248.19 here. Because those trades are not that big. 249.50. Big money is down here at 243.56. So it's not above yet on the daily. We got the crazy NVIDIA move to the upside now. Remember, we did talk about it, NVIDIA topping out on that trend. If it pulls back, what's it going to do to the broader market? We've had some, hey, trade resolution potentially with China. Chinese stocks are definitely on watch. Definitely watching Baba, JD, Baidu, other Chinese stocks, FXI, KWeb, because it feels like they're ready to move that sector. Feels like it to me. 635, 636, 636, 50. Now that there's agreement, right? 604.32. Let's go to SPY. I said 695 potential top out based off of this measurement. We're almost there. All right, let's put this here. 689.50. 689.50. And let's do 688.60. One more. There we go. 688.60, 689.50. And I also want to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to be doing a live stream of yoga in the mornings at 6 a.m. on TikTok. So if you are a TikTok lover, if you love yoga, if you want to do a free yoga class in the mornings at 6 a.m., come and join me and share it out with your friends too. I'm more than just a trader, also big exercise enthusiast. I am 48, so also looking at, you know, the hormonal stuff that's going on with women at my age. So I'm going to be sharing all about that as well. So have an amazing trading day. Don't just have a good day, have a great day. Carpe profits, he says profits one trade at a time, and I'll